The scale is dropping fast. That can feel like pure fat loss, maybe even ideal fat loss. On Zepbound, tirzepatide, and Wegovy, semaglutide, some of that early drop can come from muscle too. These drugs usually do not damage muscle directly, but they can create the exact conditions for quiet muscle loss before most people notice anything is wrong. That is why early success can fool people. A lower number looks like a clean win, but the scale only shows movement. It does not show whether the loss came from fat, water, muscle, or some mix of all three. Most people call that good news before they know what their body actually lost. The problem usually starts in a very ordinary way. You feel less hungry, you eat less, and you assume that is automatically good. In one sense, it is. Lower intake can help weight loss, but lower intake can also mean less protein, less total nutrition, and less of the daily movement that helps protect muscle. Before going further, I am Dr. Kim, a licensed physician. This is not medical advice. Consult your doctor. One of the earliest risks is that protein starts slipping without much warning. Most people do not decide to cut protein on purpose. They just feel full sooner, stop finishing meals, and stop thinking about what is missing. A smaller lunch can look harmless. Repeated across the week, it can quietly reduce the raw material your body uses to hold on to muscle. Another risk is that the body adapts to lower intake by trying to save energy. Muscle takes energy to maintain. When calories stay low, the body becomes more willing to reduce muscle to save energy. That does not mean muscle always goes. It means muscle is not automatically protected just because the drug is helping weight come down. A third risk is lower movement outside formal exercise. This is not about missing a hard gym session. It is about the small amount of work your body does all day. That includes standing more, walking around the house, carrying groceries, and taking the longer path. When people eat less, they often move a little less too, and most never notice it while it is happening. Those three changes can show up together. Less protein, less energy coming in, and less movement going out can all happen at the same time. That combination can make body weight fall fast, but not always in the way people imagine. A lighter body is not always a body that keeps its strength. The first month can be especially misleading. Your body stores carbohydrates together with water. When that stored energy drops, water drops with it. That can make early weight loss look more dramatic than the real fat loss underneath it. The scale reports speed, not what kind of weight you lost. That is why a fast early drop does not prove you are burning mostly fat. Early loss can be part fat, part water, and part muscle. The number changed. That part is true. What changed is the part the scale cannot tell you. Risk also changes from person to person. Age, starting strength, recent illness, and years of repeated dieting can all matter. A person can have high body weight and still begin treatment with less muscle than the scale suggests. Heavy does not always mean strong. Risk can rise even more after a dose increase. Appetite may drop before meal habits adjust. That can create a sudden gap between what your body needs and what you actually eat. Nausea and food aversion can make low protein and low nutrition even worse. People often choose whatever feels easiest to swallow, and that is not always the food most useful for preserving strength. Some people misread fast early weight loss as pure success. They see the fastest weight loss phase and assume everything under that number is improving. Sometimes the body is getting smaller while also getting weaker. That can happen without a dramatic visual change. It can happen while friends are still saying you look great. The first warning signs are often about how your body works, not how your body looks. Stairs feel harder, grocery bags feel heavier, getting out of a chair feels slower, and legs tire sooner during normal errands. You may feel colder, less steady, or more drained by routine tasks. None of that looks dramatic in a progress photo, but daily life notices before the mirror does. That is why function matters more than the scale number. Two people can lose the same 15 pounds, yet one keeps strength and mobility while the other becomes smaller but less capable. the numbers match. The real outcome does not. Clothes can mislead for the same reason. Looser clothing may confirm that size is dropping, but it still cannot tell you whether the body is preserving strength. Better fit is real. Better function matters more. So when strength, steadiness, and daily ability keep slipping, pay attention even if body weight is still moving the way you wanted. Lower fat often helps health. Lower muscle can weaken balance, mobility, and independence. The real question is not only how much weight you lost, it is what your body had to lose to get there. A common mistake is watching the scale while ignoring function. A smaller waist can look encouraging, even while your legs are getting weaker. People wait for a dramatic sign that never really arrives. Instead, they get a pile of subtle signs, like more fatigue, less steadiness, and less capacity each week. A better way to judge progress starts with simple questions. Are stairs harder than they were a month ago? Do normal bags feel strangely heavy? Are your walks getting shorter because your legs tire earlier? Those clues often tell you more than a weekly body weight number. Then look at your eating pattern in plain terms. Have meals become tiny? Has protein become an afterthought? Are you skipping meals because hunger disappeared? Low hunger is expected on these drugs. Low hunger does not mean your body is automatically protected from the wrong kind of loss. Then look at the pace of weight loss in context. Fast loss is not always bad. Fast loss plus falling strength, lower energy, and feeling less steady is a warning pattern. One weekday does not prove muscle loss. A repeated pattern across days and weeks is what deserves respect. Some people start with more risk than others. Older adults, people recovering from illness, people with low activity, and people with repeated weight cycling all deserve more caution. Weight cycling means losing weight, regaining it, and then repeating that pattern over time. That history can leave the body with less muscle before treatment begins. There is also a practical point many people miss about exercise and muscle protection. Walking is good for health, but it usually is not enough by itself to preserve much muscle during fast weight loss. Muscle responds to demand. It needs a reason to stay. So the cleanest way to think about Wegovy and Zepbound is this. The best outcome is not just a lower number, it is lower fat with preserved strength, preserved mobility, and a body that still works well in real life. Medicine simplified. That's what this channel does. If you want more, hit subscribe. This is not medical advice. Consult your doctor.